All right, we have here old friend of mine, Will Rosinsky, former four-time New York Golden Glove champion. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Chilling, man. Happy to be here.
Nah, man. Me and you, we go way back. I remember us sparring in New Legend, and I got a quick story, a memory of you. I remember Felipe was who was both our trainer, was like, "Yo, Will, just go easy on him," and I'm like, "All right." So I'm like, in my mind, you're gonna go easy on me. I caught you with a jab. I'm moving. I caught you with another jab. I'm like, this is a lot easier. And I guess you just happened to forget I was a rookie, and you caught me with a cracking right hand. I was like,
I had to keep you honest.
You would like grab me, you would like apologize, like, yo, I'm sorry, yo, you're right. No. After that, you were like so gunshot to throw any punches because you had cracked me.
I probably got frustrated in that. The first couple jabs.
I think it was. It like when I got hit, it was kind of like I don't even see the punch. What I think happened is you countered me, so it was a punch. I just threw a jab, and that next thing I knew, I was seeing stars, man. And
at least I apologize.
No, you're good, man. This is boxing, So first I would have started off by getting your story as to how'd you got into boxing and all that. So first I want to. You originally from Ozone Park, Queens, right?
Yep.
All right, talk to me about Ozone Park. Growing up, how was Ozone Park?
I grew up on the best block in Queens, 110th Street.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of kids on that block every year. So I had two older brothers. One's 5 years older, the other one's 10 years older, and there was probably 20 kids for each age group. It was crazy, just on that block and within like a 2-block radius.
So you guys are always outside playing wiffle ball, manhunt, all that?
Always.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ozone Park back in the days was known as like a mob like neighborhood. You ever had any kind of interactions or see anything mob related?
No, and if I did, I probably wouldn't say nothing. No, that was a little before me. I think that was more of I was born in 84. I probably moved there in 86. That was like maybe around that time. I was too young to even know anything.
I got you. Yeah. I got you. You know what's funny? The gym me and you used to train at in New Legend, it was like about 2 blocks away from John Gotti's old the social club.
Red Door, yeah.
Yeah, which is crazy when I found out. Now it's like a dog grooming place or something.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It's crazy to think that like that's what John Gotti used to be. I used to run around there all the time, working out.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So let's get into how you got into boxing. How old were you? Why did you decide to box?
So I did karate when I was really young.
Mm-hmm.
I guess my mother put me in there to stay out of trouble or whatever. And,
okay.
Once I got into high school, I had my friend Steve Dove, that I still talk to here and there. He was like, yo, there's this gym right near the house. It was on, I don't remember the cross street, but it's right off Crossbay Boulevard. He said this guy, Dave Sieve, rents out like a dojo, but he does boxing classes. Why don't we try it? So I said, all right. So I stopped karate already for years. I said, all right, yeah, I'll give it a shot. And it was like every Tuesday. It was only one day a week. Dave Sieve ended up being, he was a captain on NYPD. He was actually the head coach of the boxing team for years. He's not doing it no more because he's retired, but that was just a coincidence. But so I was going there once a week and I loved it. It was in a dojo, so it was a little different. There was no ring. Like we would do some like sparring drills and stuff. It's very basic, which is good because I was brand new to it. But then I wanted more and more and more, and I ended up going to a guy Cowboy in Ozone Park. He was out of his back of his garage. He has passed away since, but I was going to him for it was more 2-3 days a week.
I got you.
Then from there, I went to Lost Battalion Hall on Queens Boulevard, and one of the reasons I went was because it was like $50 for the year. So I said, yeah, I'll do that. It was more of a travel. I had a car at that point now, though, so I went to Lost Battalion for a while.
Well, how old are you at this one?
Well, I was in high school.
Oh, really?
So, I was probably like so my first official fight, which was with Lost Battalion Hall, was the day before my 18th birthday.
Oh, so you got into boxing a little later
than most a lot of people.
Yeah. Okay.
I actually fought in the Golden Gloves my first year. It was 2004. 2004? Yeah, 2004 with Lost Battalion. I lost in the semifinals. And then I don't remember the reason for the change, but I met this kid, Jimmy Miller, and he was like, yo, man, you have to go to Starrett City. He's like, there's a bunch of killers over there. Like, you're going to learn a lot. But I'm telling you, it's one of the best gyms in the city. You have to go. I saw him at like a show. And I was like, yeah, I'll give it a shot. And it was actually much easier because it was 2 exits off the Bell Parkway for me. So it was much easier to get to. And the rest is history. I was in Starrett City for a bunch of years. I went to Golden Gloves again. And in '05 was when I won my first Golden Gloves.
Yeah. When did you realize, like, all right, I'm more than just okay at boxing? Like, what point was it when you went to Starrett?
Okay, but
I mean,
being around Starrett City,
four-time Golden Glove champ. Come on.
But
yeah. So all right. So let's talk about winning the first Golden Gloves. You know, it's in Madison Square Garden. I'm sure you have your family and friends in the stands. Talk to me about that feeling. What are you, 18, 19?
Let me correct myself real quick.
Okay.
I actually lost in the Golden Gloves twice.
Really?
03 and 04 I lost.
Okay.
03 I lost to Spanish guy, I forget his name, on Pennsylvania Avenue. I lost in the semifinals. He ended up winning. And the second year I lost, and there's a reason why it's important, I lost to Don O'Regan in the Bronx, and he was from the Bronx. He was an older guy. I ended up beating him in the finals in 05.
Oh,
so I avenged my loss in the next year in the finals. So he beat me the first fight. It was the preliminaries of the Golden Gloves in 04.
I got you.
And he beat me, which I thought I was robbed, but whatever. Nobody likes to hear about robbing. It was an amateur fight.
Yeah.
And then I ended up fighting him in the finals in 05.
All right. So what was that feeling like, getting your win back, winning your first Golden Gloves in Madison Square Garden? How old were you at the time?
Was that 05? So I was 20. So 19.
19 years old, fresh and probably in college, young kid.
Yep.
In the newspaper. Got a nice little chain which you wearing. What was that feeling like?
It was the best. I mean, this is what you work for, especially the New York kid, New York boxer. This is all you work for, and it's like the main tournament. Which people, it's funny because the first question most people ask that don't know much about boxing is, you ever fought in the Golden Gloves? And I'm like, listen, I could sign my dog up for the Golden Gloves. It doesn't, you have to win it. And then, the next question, you ever win the Golden Gloves? And it's like, yeah, but I won the U.S. championships too. That's kind of like a bigger tournament, but people don't know it. It's like the Golden Gloves is so prestigious.
Yeah.
That's the one tournament, especially in New York, that everyone knows. And even if you go beyond that, it's like but he won. My boy won the Golden Glove. Like, all right.
Well, it's funny. I as you know, I interviewed Felipe Gomez, and we'll get into Felipe in a bit. Yeah. We discussed how much of a shame that the gloves is gone. Like,
yeah, it's not. Well, it's not. The Daily News doesn't sponsored anymore.
No, it's like now they have like a tournament. It's called the Ring Masters, but nobody really talks about it. It's not.
Well, it doesn't have the publicity of the Daily News. That's the biggest thing. I remember every time after you fight in the Golden Gloves, you win a fight, you go to ringside, you speak to the Daily News reporter, and the next day you go and run and get in the paper to see if you got a write up, if they just put your fight in there real quick in a little thing, or if you got a whole write up. But now it's like there's no publicity for it. That's right there in itself
it's unfortunate.
Makes it known,
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I got to see what my influence can do to bring it back for real, because it's a tournament I always wanted to join. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, I never participated in the gloves, but I'm gonna make it a point to see what I can do to bring it back. I'm not sure how or why. I'm not sure how, but I'm
sure there's a lot of powers that be are trying too. So
yeah, but
not successful.
Not everybody's Broadway Joel. So. All right, so let's circle back. So you got to Starrett City. Talk to me about the first day there. Who did you train with? Who did you meet? Who did you spar? Who was training there?
So Starrett City is a weird place because it's like at that time it was very like family, like it was almost like you train with everyone. Nobody had grudges. Like I would train with Jimmy O. I would train with Greg. I don't even know his last name. I just know Greg. I would train with Nermal. I would train whoever. You would train with all these guys. They would do pair work. Like Jimmy O wasn't a big pair work guy because at the time he was 80 years old.
Yeah.
So he would sit down on a stool and do some pair work. But then he'd be like, sucker, go over with Nermal. Give my guy some pair work. Like that's how he was. And nobody cared. It was like I feel like a lot of gyms. It's like, that's my guy. Don't listen to him. It was everyone worked with each other.
Mm-hmm.
So it was no specific person. But then Jimmy kind of took me under his wing, and he was like my corner guy. And then he would also, at that time, Felipe was there training guys.
Mm-hmm.
So he would I would just gravitate towards Felipe a lot. And that's kind of where we started being more together. And then Jimmy kind of passed the torch because he's like, listen, I'm too old to be doing
he's
all
older
this.
guy,
So
yeah.
even getting up in the ring in the corner, I can't do all that. So I'm kind of going to pass the buck to Felipe, and that's kind of how we started together.
Yeah, man.
Just all being in that Starrett City family.
Man, and Felipe, man, he holds a special place in my heart. And I told him that when I interviewed him. Talk to me about Felipe, what he meant to you and what he taught you and how good of a trainer he was.
Nah, he was a great trainer. I mean, besides being on Dominican time and getting there like 10, 15, maybe 30 minutes late to the gym, we call that Dominican time. That's a shot at you too.
Hey, man, you the one that came in late today, so you got bad influence from Felipe.
But he was a great trainer. And I realize now, especially now that I'm working a full-time job for the city, it's like he would work night tour. He had he had a family with he has 3 kids.
As a police officer, yeah.
Right. He would work the overnight. He would be at the gym sometimes, go to his tour overnight, and then be back in the gym like the next day, almost getting no sleep, running on fumes, and you don't appreciate that when you're younger because you don't not that you don't appreciate it, you don't realize the sacrifices that he's making until later on. Now you're doing it, not that I'm doing that same thing with training, but having a whole family with kids and now he's putting his attention elsewhere a lot too,
Yeah,
between
man.
job and training.
That's something because I got into boxing a little older. I was I think I was 20. That's something I was conscious of when he was owning the gym and training fighters and promoting and matchmaking. I was like, bro, like, how does this dude have time for himself?
Yeah.
I remember thinking that at the time. Yeah, he definitely he had explained how he cared about the community. So I definitely see what you're seeing now. I saw it then, for sure.
I saw it. I guess I didn't appreciate it as much as I do now.
I got you.
Now that I'm more that age,
I got you. Well, circling back to Felipe, he had told the story here on this channel about how he ended up shooting a guy, and he mentioned your name, and he even said you can ask Will. And I got Will right in front of me. So he says that as he's leaving the gym, for context, there was that Sean Bell shooting around that time.
Yeah.
And Sean Bell, I believe, got shot like 50 times or something like that. And that you asked him, if you was to shoot, how many times will you shoot? And he said, well, I can't answer that question because, it's kind of like you're living in the moment.
Was in Starrett City. Now I remember because I was in Starrett City Boxing Club. Will Rosinsky, I was training Will Rosinsky that day. Will Rosinsky said to me, so we were talking about, remember that time when at that time there was a big shooting, Sean Bell got shot?
Yes.
So we were all in the gym talking about that. And then Will was like, well, let me ask you a question. If it was you, how many times you would have shot? I said, listen, well, everybody reacts differently. I said, I can't tell you how many times I would have shot because at that moment you would just react. Yeah. So I can't tell you how many times I would shoot. I said, I would say once or twice, but I don't know. So he goes, all right. And as I'm leaving, I swear to God, and you can ask Will, that same Friday morning that I was training Will, I was leaving the gym to go to work. And Will says to me, all right, listen. He goes, don't go get into a shooting today. And that same night, I got into that shooting.
So it was one of those, he was at the gym going to work, and I was probably going to work out the next day.
Okay.
So obviously that was a big topic because that just happened with Sean Bell.
Yeah.
And just like shadow boxing, and he's sitting there watching me. We just started having a conversation, and we were in Starrett City, and I was like, I said, did you, first, I started off with, did you ever shoot anybody? Did you ever pull you? And he was like, no, it's like, no, hell no, I don't want to. And it was, I was like, you ever pull your gun out? He's like, not really. Like, he kind of danced around, like, he's not going to get into it. And I'm like, we started talking about, he got shot a lot. Well, why would they do that? Just asking stupid questions that he doesn't really know the answers to because he wasn't there, which is what he said. I don't know. I wasn't there. I wasn't in the situation. And then almost, which is messed up, but almost as a joke, as he was leaving, he was walking out of the gym. I said, yo, Phil. He was like, he turned around. He was, what? I'm like, you don't shoot nobody today. And he was like, yeah, you're stupid. And he left. And then the rest is history.
And then he got into a shooting that same night.
That same night. Legitimately that same night. It's not like just to make the story better. That's it legit. It was that night tour. Because I think not that I was the first one he called, but I'm probably one of the first ones he called to tell me like, yo, you jinxed me, bro.
Wow. What was your feelings like when you heard that? Like, yo, I like, knowing the context, what was your feelings? Like that you said that to him?
I don't know. I felt like I jinxed him. I felt bad. I was like, damn. And then I'm like, with all the press around what's going on, it's like he's going to be jammed up too. You never know because things get misconstrued and in the media, and then obviously it came out. However, it was kind of justified and stuff. And
I got you.
He was all right, so that was good. But he didn't have to deal with the bad attention.
That's crazy. Why? You're a firefighter, and we'll get into that in a bit. Why did you not become a cop? You said your first trainer was a NYPD captain, and then your trainer throughout your rest of your career was a NYPD sergeant. Why you never went the cop route?
I had the chance. I have a good story with that too.
Okay, let's go.
I had fought. It was I fought Kelly Pavlik on HBO. July of 2012. I fought Kelly Pavlik. Then that morning, it was like, so I was I fought him at the Home Depot Center in California. It was like 3 hours, 3 hours difference from New York. It was like 4 a.m. I wake up, I pee. I'm peeing blood from all the kidney shots I took from him, or whatever.
Jeez.
But about an hour later, like 5 a.m, my phone rings. It says New York City Police Department. So I pick up in California. Hello? And the lady's like, do you accept the position of police officer for the New York City Police Department? I was like, no. She's like, oh. So what happens is with PD, you have to go through all the medical, the physical, all this other stuff, and then you do a mini medical. It's called. It's like the final medical at the very end. Mm-hmm. Most people that get to that point and or actually go to it are interested in becoming cops. So I guess once you pass that part, most of those people are looking to become cops. So that phone call is usually just letting you know. So the academy, they called me on a Sunday because my fight was Saturday. They called me Sunday morning, 5 a.m, which is 8 o'clock New York time, to start the academy that Wednesday.
Damn. And you're over here peeing blood.
Yeah, oh, my bad.
You're good.
I hate the camera. I had just fought. I'm peeing blood. I just fought on HBO. And I'm just like, no, I'm not going to. And the lady was actually like confused. She was like, oh, I'm going to have to call you back. I was like, all right. So she calls me back. She's like, you have to give me a reason. And she listed like a couple reasons why I'm not taking the job.
Yeah, yeah.
And I chose whatever. And one of the reasons why I didn't take it at the time too was because I was on EMS at the time. Mm-hmm. And I either had just taken or I was about to take the promotion of firefighter.
Okay.
So I kind of knew that was the route I wanted to go.
All right.
And so I knew I wasn't going to take it. But I was doing the whole PD thing just to have like a backup plan, I guess.
I got you.
Once I knew I wasn't going to take that, I was like, nah, I'm good.
Okay. All right.
So that's fine. I guess I had a definite coming in on the EMS side.
All right. That's good. I want to circle back to some of your amateur accomplishments before we get into your career, your current career, which is I definitely want to touch on. So we mentioned you were a 4-time New York Golden Glove champion. The record is 5. You ever thought of like, just one more?
No, I think I turned pro too late.
Yeah?
I turned pro late, yeah.
Oh, okay. How old were you when you turned pro?
08. So I was 23, 24.
Okay. I mean, that seems...
It's a little late, I think.
Okay. How old?
I think 18, 19, 20.
I got you.
But that's if guys start when they're, like we talked about before, it's if guys started at
12,
6, 7,
10,
8, 9 years old, like,
Mm-hmm.
And they have a lot of time and experience. I didn't have that.
Well, you were part of the USA team, right? You were actually team captain, right?
Yeah, back in 05.
Yeah, and how did that come about? You becoming the captain?
I think. Well, I won the U.S. championships in 05, so I was on the team. And becoming captain, I think I was just responsible.
Everybody was knuckleheads.
Yeah, waking these guys up at 5:30, 6 o'clock, knocking on doors to wake them up so we go run and stuff. So
I got you.
It was me and at one point, me and Boyd Melson like co-captains at one tournament. Yeah, I think it was just I was halfway responsible at that age, so they put it on me to wake everyone up.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to you about this story you told me once. You told me you met Yuriorkis Gamboa, I believe in China,
Yes.
And he was trying to sell you his gold medal.
Yep.
Fact. How did that conversation happen? How much money did he want? Yeah.
So it's actually a good one too. You know who my translator for that was?
Edwin Rodriguez?
Yep. Edwin Rodriguez, yep. Because obviously Gamboa is Cuban, so he speaks no English, and I don't speak Spanish.
Okay.
I don't remember exactly, but we kind of, all the fighters would talk to each other. Guys were still trying to make weight, so they were in their own little worlds, but somehow I ended up in the room because they put us up in a hotel and stuff. We just started bullshitting with all them, and me, Edwin, and I forget who else ended up in the room with Gamboa. I think Solis, the Cuban, the heavyweight.
Lanier Solis.
Yeah. I think it was him, and maybe Lara.
Oh, Erislandy Lara.
Yeah, and Gamboa, he was trying to sell me his gold medal for $5,000.
Wow.
And just because he wanted money, like for him, he didn't care, and for me, $5,000 was a lot of money when I'm in the middle of China, a 19, 18-year-old.
Yeah.
But we ended up trading so the Cuban team got a lot of stuff from Adidas. Like they would just give them the team. They would get a lot of stuff. So I remember, I think it might have been Edwin. You could if you know him, you could ask him. But I think he might have gave Solis or one of those guys a 50-cent CD. For the 50-cent CD, whatever, I don't even know what album it was. They gave him like a pair of shoes and but I actually had a Cuban. I got a jacket from them and I had a bunch of them sign it.
Oh, really?
Which I ended up give it to some collector guy in Queens that has a whole storefront. But we did like a little trade. But
I got you.
Yeah, how it came about, I don't know. But we ended up in the room with them, hanging out, bullshitting with them, and they were trying to sell. He was trying to sell me the gold medal. I got a jacket and tried to get them all to sign it. And they got, I know they gave one of the guys a bunch of Adidas stuff for like a 50-cent CD.
Did you like looking back? You go, damn! I should have found the 5,000. I should have figured it out or something.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I see. It's funny. I seen an interview with him where he said he ended up selling the gold medal. Yeah, the reason he wanted to sell the gold medal is because he wanted to do a really nice big birthday for his daughter's first birthday.
Damn.
So that's why he sold his gold medal. And I seen it in that same interview. He says he wants to find the guy he sold it to because he wants to buy it back.
Yeah, no, he's got the.
Yeah, now that he's he got the money, he's already comfortable, I guess, and he wants to buy it back. But unfortunately, he can't find who has it. At least since when I saw that interview.
Yeah, well, social media is big enough. You can find it.
Yeah. Maybe after this interview, the guy finds out, reaches out. Who knows? You never know.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your fight with Edwin Rodriguez. We mentioned him. Yeah. He was somebody who also was in the USA team.
Yep.
You told me you guys were really good friends, slap boxing together in the back of a cab and all that. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, you guys are signed to fight each other. What was that process like? Like, yo, this is my man, and now we about to fight. Like,
it's weird. It's different because usually with me, I would if I'm fighting a guy and I don't know him, it's like I hate that guy. I'm taking it as a fight. Like I get myself psyched. That's how I'd always do. I would get myself psyched out to, not like this guy, to make it personal because that's how I think would perform the best. Everyone was a little different, and I said too, like I'm like, the reason why I took the fight mainly, I mean, listen, they wanted to fight. It becomes a pride thing because then it's like you're on the phone with a manager or whoever, and they're telling you, listen, he said he'll take the fight, no problem. Like that's an easy one for him. I'm kind of just making it up, but I'm just saying, they kind of. They stroke your ego a little bit, or they play with you a little bit to not stroke your ego, but mess with your ego a little bit to be like, all right, if it's like that,
yeah.
Can I curse?
Yeah, you can curse.
Fuck him, I'm gonna fight him.
Yeah.
So that's how it goes down. I mean, I had no personal beef with Edwin. Obviously, we were pretty cool, but. Mm-hmm. It is what it is.
Yeah. It's funny. I remember lead up to the fight, I had actually interviewed you. I sent it to you yesterday. In the interview, you tell the story how he unfriended you on Facebook.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. So you guys were going back in the video. You discussed how you guys went back and forth as far as are you going to fight and this, that. You got the offer. He got the offer. They didn't want to fight. And then ended up, you guys were going to fight. And then when you went to check on Facebook, he had unfriended you. That's so funny.
Childish stuff, right?
Right.
But I don't know. I guess The thing with me, even with, not to get past this, but even with like Joe Smith, when I fought him later on, it's like there's a million guys out there. Why am I going to fight a guy I know? Why,
I got you.
You know, that's how I always felt. Why fight a guy I know? Like, why let us both eat? But
yeah, I actually remember seeing you spar Joe Smith at New Legend. I remember him coming and you guys sparring one time.
Oh yeah,
yeah. But circling back to the Edwin fight, it was a really competitive fight, entertaining fight, and come to the decision. You didn't win one round on neither of the three judges' scorecards. It was something like
100 to 90.
100
times 3.
No, but I remember watching it from my home and going, nervous because it was a close fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying you got robbed because it was one of those fights.
I agree. I can agree with that.
It could be 6-4 his way, 6-4 your way.
You could argue it.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Boxing is subjective. You could argue it either way, but 10-0, you can't.
10-0. There is no 10-0 in that fight, and I was so disappointed because I'm like, damn, this is my man. Like, this somebody I watch in the gym all the time. And
were you nervous because you thought because I lost, or I might lose, or you nervous because Edwin might lose?
Nah.
The whole Dominican thing. You might.
Nah.
I'm just saying.
Like, listen. When we were in New Legend at the time, you were by far the best fighter. So I always looked at you like, yo, this guy's top tier, and we didn't interact too much because obviously you were busy training and doing your thing, but we were interacting enough where we knew each other, and so I definitely was rooting for you. You're a hometown kid, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, how disheartening was it to know you had no chance unless you knocked this dude out? You had no chance. How did that feel?
Yeah, I mean, like looking back, you don't think that in the middle of the fight. You know what I mean? You're not thinking that. I mean, people always say, knockouts are guaranteed. Yeah, of course, you want to knock everyone out, but it doesn't work like that. And honestly, I'm not the biggest puncher, and I knew Edwin had a good chin because I sparred Edwin a bunch. Like when we were at camp up in Colorado, before we would go away to different tournaments, they would spar. 178 would spar with 165 and heavyweight. And then 165 would spar 178 and 152. So he was 165, I was 178. That's why we were on trips together. So I sparred him a bunch. I knew he was tough. I knew he has an awkwardness to him. I knew he had awkwardly long arms. I knew all that shit about him beforehand. But I don't know where I was going with that.
No. We was talking about like not having a chance in the fight, like just
I knew he was an awkward guy. I wanted to knock him out still, but I pick him up and say good fight. I'm sorry I had to knock you out, but it is what it is. I knew he could take a punch. That's what I was saying. I'm not the biggest puncher, and I knew he could take a punch because I sparred him a bunch. So I wasn't betting on a knockout. I was betting on just outworking him, and that was the plan. Just outwork him.
Yeah, it's unfortunate the judges weren't there. They weren't there to score a fight. They were just there to just give it to the other guy, make sure the other guy. I guess they saw more market value in that guy. It was his hometown.
Yeah, that's definitely what it was. It's definitely market. He had the bigger record. He's 17-0.
Were you guys both with DeBella at the time?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So all right. I was thinking, I'm like, all right, if the promoters both,
So I don't want to talk on the business. I don't really know, but maybe I don't know. Maybe he had more invested into Edwin at the time.
Okay.
You know what? I might have not have been with DeBella at the time.
Okay.
But that fight, these promoters put this stuff in the contract. Like, I'll give you this fight, but you got the next 3 fights are with me.
I got you.
It might have been something like that.
I got you.
So I wasn't technically with him, but now after this fight, win, lose, or draw, I'm with him for the next 3 fights.
I got you.
That's possible, but they definitely had him. He was definitely on the A side of the promotion because he was 17-0. He was a DeBella guy. It was kind of in his backyard. I mean, I guess it's in my backyard too. It wasn't that far.
It was kind of like middle ground, but more closer to him. More closer to him for sure. And you throughout the telecast, they were talking about your career, EMS, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
How did you manage working EMS and being a professional fighter? Those are 2 jobs, stressful jobs, 2 jobs where it requires time and energy. And how did you manage that?
It was tough. I think the main reason was because I worked my tour on EMS, which is a lot different than firefighting, was tour 2 or tour 3. It was 2 in the afternoon until 10 at night.
Okay.
So I was able to get more sleep. I didn't have kids, which was a big deal.
Yeah, for sure.
And just the fact that if I had a bad night, I could still sleep it off and still get in the gym in a decent time and still have time to get to work. So it worked out that way, but obviously it's a little harder. I'd rather be working out all day, take a nap, wake up, go for a run, go back for a nap, do strength training. I couldn't do all that, but like a camp. But I think that's the only reason why it really worked out. And then I had a very good captain at the time, Captain VTAC. He gave me, I had a lot of comp time built up.
Okay.
Because on EMS, you could take your time for comp time or paid. I would always take comp time, and then I would try to take off, leading up to a fight, camp. Just for training kind of camp. Not really, because all my camps were in Queens. I was still going home. But
yeah.
So I worked it out, but it was harder, but I made it work.
Okay. All right. And when you fought Kelly Pavlik, were you already in? Oh no, so you weren't. You were still EMS, right?
Yep.
All right, because you had mentioned you had got called for NYPD. How was that fighting a former world champion on HBO? Me and you grew up in the HBO era where HBO was like the biggest thing. How was that feeling?
That was crazy. I had fought. I think it was Aaron Pryor, months prior. Mm-hmm. And then my manager called me the next day. So I fought him on a Saturday, that Sunday or Monday. I remember I was going to get something to eat. I was going to eat a big sandwich and just be a fat, just because I was working out and not eating right for the last couple months. Mm-hmm. So I fought the fight. The next day I was going to go eat. My manager calls me. He's like, yo, we got an offer. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, Kelly Pavlik in 3 weeks. I'm like, wait, what? What do you mean? He's like, Kelly Pavlik in 3 weeks. He was supposed to fight. I forget who he was supposed to fight, but they had a rib injury, so they were out. And I guess the promoters whole mingle. Bob Arum, because he was with Top Rank at the time. I guess Bob Arum reached out like, I need a guy in 3 weeks, and DeBella was like, yeah, I'll cash in and probably make more money than him. Nah, I'm just kidding. So DeBella called Keith. Keith called me. And the first offer, I'm like, yo, let's try to get more. If they're so desperate, let's try to get more money. We tried and tried, didn't really get more money. It's kind of like, this is the offer that's on the table, you take it. The thing was, I was like, yeah, it's on TV.
HBO.
It's against a guy that is going to be a Hall of Famer that I think I could beat at this point. Because he's just kind of on his, at that point, he was trying to build up, fight a bunch of guys to then fight Andre Ward. I think that was the goal at that point. And I was like, you know what? I'll try to ruin that. And if I could ruin that, then now I'm in the money, because now I'm gonna. It's yo, who's this guy? Who's Will Rosinsky?
How was the pay for that? You can you say the purse?
$75,000.
$75,000. Really, to fight a former world champion? 75? Yeah, I agree. That is. I feel like you probably should have got more for that.
Especially I guess Pavlik wasn't. He wasn't really a name anymore at that point.
I got you.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not justifying. I wish they would have gave me $750,000. I was like, double it. Ask for 150 at least.
That sounds about right to me. So the fight, you end up getting dropped, losing a decision. How'd you feel you performed in the fight, and what would you change? I guess
I thought I did well. I mean, one judge had it like 6-4 in his favor, but then also, I got dropped in the second round, so the score was a little more lopsided. I thought I did better than what the scores had. Okay, I thought it was like a 6-4 fight, but I don't think I did enough to win. I was running too much. I respected his power way too much.
I got you.
Which he was. The guy could crack. He can't crack. I don't think he cracked the same 168 as he can at 160, because he's hitting smaller guys. Yeah. And I think it's a big jump for him at 168. But the guy could punch. I've obviously.
Yeah. No, you felt the power. I got you.
He's a known puncher.
I got you. All right. So talk to me about. So you mentioned the day after you get a call for NYPD. And you turn it down, and you already had in line to go to FDNY, go become a firefighter. Talk to me about that process of becoming a firefighter and going into the academy. How was the academy and all that? It
was good. It was really good. I went to the academy probably that fight was July of 12. I got into the academy so a year later, pretty much July of 13. I ended up in the academy.
Okay.
Basically, the main thing is just keep your nose clean and don't do anything stupid on EMS to get jammed up for anything silly with like carrying people, not carrying somebody or doing something stupid to get yourself jammed up. And I got into the academy. I mean, I was in pretty good shape, getting into the academy. I wasn't as good a shape as I've been in the past.
Okay.
At that point, so I was actually a little heavier, but I mean, everything's pretty basic. I mean, I stayed with my regular training, but I wasn't getting ready for any fights. So, because I had in my head from the get-go, I'm not going to fight on probation. I didn't want to risk getting cut or something, and then what am I going to use, tap out medical, even if it's, from home, and I don't know. I didn't want to raise any red flags. Wait, this guy tapped out twice with stitches. You know what I mean? I didn't want to cause any issues. So.
Mm-hmm. And so in the academy, there's this, from what I understand, there's this thing called FST. It's like a obstacle course where you have to do a bunch of stuff and all while on oxygen and stuff like that. How were your scores there? Because from what I understand, they were really tough. Yeah.
No. Do I remember exactly? No, I got it done.
Okay, all right.
I tried to fly below the radar in probie school.
I got
Keep my mouth shut. I don't want people to know me and just go on my merry way.
I got you. So you graduated. Where'd you end up? What house?
I was in Engine 234 in Brooklyn, Crown Heights.
Crown Heights. All right. You got any fire stories you could share with us?
Nah, I can't.
Nah.
Nothing. Nothing worth. I don't know.
No.
St. John's, 234 St. John's East.
Okay. How long were you there for?
6 years.
6 years. All right. And that's from what I understand, that's a busy area. A lot of fires, right? A lot of runs.
Yeah, Crown Heights, busy place.
All right. So you sure you don't got? So you got this busy firehouse, but you don't got no stories?
Fires every day.
So from there you went to Squad?
Yeah, Squad 270 in Queens.
All right. So from what I understand, Squad firefighters are a bit like highly trained firefighters, or can you explain the difference between a squad firefighter and a regular firefighter?
It's more training. It's more tech rescue stuff, confined space rescue, rope, high angle rescue, stuff like that, trench rescue. It's just you go to more schools. Like they're like 2 week long. Sometimes some of them are away schools. You have to go away to
really
for a week or 2 weeks to do all this extra training.
All right. So what's the process of a regular firefighter if his aspirations are to become a squad firefighter?
Interest. Just showing a lot of interest.
Okay.
And, making sure you have the basics down, because if they have to teach you a bunch of new stuff, you can't, they don't want to have to start from square one with a guy, or girl. They want to make sure you have the basics down, and then
so you have to be just
you're not expected to know how to lower a guy off a roof on rope. Nobody's expected to know that coming into that, but it's something that you're teachable, and they're able to teach you that. But you should know how to put the rig in pumps or stretch a line to the front door.
All right. So there's two types of firefighters. There's the trucky, the ladder firefighter, and then there's the engine firefighter.
Right.
Truck guys, they're the ones who ventilate and rescue people.
Right.
The engine firefighters are the ones who put out the fire. Squad is the engine.
We're both.
Okay.
It depends on the assignment when we get there. It's discretion of the chief, really. But yeah, I mean, we have hose on our rig that we could stretch a line, and then if we get to a fire and the chief wants to do a search, a vent, whatever, then that's what he tells us to do.
Okay. Do you have a preference as to do you prefer engine work or truck work?
First do nozzle job is the best on the job, right?
All right.
It doesn't matter. I don't care.
You don't care, just as long as
I'm happy to be there.
All right. I get it. So you went through this I'll say career, because boxing, you were at one point a professional. You went from this boxing career to EMS to now firefighting. Seems very successful. Any regrets? Anything you would change as to how you went about your boxing career, or maybe get into FDNY a little sooner, or anything you would change?
So the FDNY portion, I mean, I I kind of planned it the way I got lucky. The way I envisioned it is the way it happened. With EMS, right, and get promoted to fireman. Boxing, I wish I started a little earlier.
Okay.
Just so I can get a jump start, maybe go pro a little earlier because it is a young man's sport.
Okay.
But I'm happy the way everything went. I'm happy that I, listen, like they say, things happen for a reason.
Yeah.
You learn more from your losses. But I just, one thing I remember is like the Golden Gloves and everything. I remember at that age, which I don't know why, maybe I just heard words of wisdom from somebody. I took all that shit in at that point. Like I was really like, I didn't take that for granted at that moment. So like when I won the Golden Gloves and I was going for the repeat and then I was going for the third one and the fourth one and I was training hard and I felt like I had this target on my back and everything. Like I took all that shit in. Like I wasn't just like an idiot walking like, oh, I won the Golden Gloves again. Like I'm the best. Or something. Like I really took it all in and I really appreciated it when it was happening. So I'm happy I did it that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in that sense, I have no regrets. Like I think everything timed out and was timed the way it should have been.
Okay. There was a moment in your boxing career from 2012 to 2015 that you didn't fight. What happened between those 3 years?
Well, probie school and then probation.
All right.
That was the biggest thing, and then once you decide you're gonna fight again, now it's like now you gotta get into the groove of things again.
I got you.
So I mean, I got on the fire department in 13, like I said, July of 13. So I don't know, the year before, I don't know why there was a little lull there.
All right.
But then I had, I was on probation until like mid 14.
All right.
And then I fought in 15.
Okay. All right. I remember seeing in the amateurs, it was you, Saddam Ali, Daniel Jacobs, and you guys kind of were running the game. You keep in contact with those guys at all?
I haven't. I do sometimes on social media with Saddam. I can hit him up and stuff.
Okay.
But it's my little plug here.
Okay.
It's in the works now. It's almost done. There's a documentary coming out called On the Line.
All right.
That's me, Danny Jacobs is a decent part of it, and Pat Day.
Oh man, yeah. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Pat Day. Obviously, the storyline, the documentary really changed and evolved, not in the best way, but these guys captured it. So I was speaking to Francesco, is one of the filmmakers. Marika is a filmmaker. You got Brendan McGee as a producer, and then Vincent Piazza is an executive producer. It's called On the Line. They will film. I spoke to Francesco yesterday, and he told me that his first day he filmed me was like August of 2013.
Wow.
So they weren't filming me for 12 years constantly, but it was like, they
can piece it together.
They came to Family Day, they filmed me. They came to the Squad, they filmed me. They came to 234, they filmed me. They filmed me when all different fights, all different life things happening. So, but it should be coming out soon.
They're still working on it, or
so it's just I don't know anything about production and film, but it's a lot of like color correction and whatever sound, all the sound, like it's legit. So it's hopefully coming out real soon. Guys actually bust my chops in the firehouse because they filmed me like 2 years ago during COVID outside the firehouse. They couldn't come in, and they do. When's that documentary coming out that you always talk about? It's been years. I'm like, oh, soon. They're like, you said that 2 years ago, but it's coming out soon. It's coming out soon.
I'm looking forward to it.
Danny and I think Saddam might be in there. There's a lot of guys that are in there.
Okay.
That you'll definitely recognize.
Okay. And are you involved in boxing at all now? Training?
I'm not.
No?
I'm not.
Are you totally done with it? I know you got kids and your time is precious and you don't got much time, but
yeah, I mean, between that, work, trying to get my fat ass back in shape, it's just a lot.
All right. Well, lastly, I'll end off by this. What do you think of boxing now? As far as we got Turkey Al-Sheikh, we got the rise of Dominican boxing, we got Inoue and Crawford and Usyk and Undisputeds, and what do you think of the boxing world right now?
Yeah, I think it's great. I think you got some of the top guys. I mean, I think boxing's in a good spot right now. It had a little bit of a downtime, after the Mayweather era, it kind of slowed down, but I feel like with Bud Crawford calling out Canelo, and I know people are going to hate to hear this, But even that Jake Paul dude,
Yeah.
it brings eyes to the sport.
Yeah.
I know people hate him.
He changed Amanda Serrano's life.
Yeah.
Like Amanda Serrano, we've known her for how long? And like, no disrespect to Amanda, at the time I just thought she's never gonna make money off this. Not because of her talent.
Right, because most the women it's hard for them to
Yeah,
make money.
I just want to be clear. I always knew she was talented, so I want that clear. I just, women weren't getting paid, and Jake Paul got involved in her life, and she's the most paid woman boxer of all time. She's made over $10 million, I think, throughout her career. Who would have thought that?
Sick.
Yeah.
And that's all because of that guy.
Yeah, no,
He takes care of his fighters. You know that. You could see that.
Nah, for sure. But Will, man, thank you so much for your time, man. I truly appreciate you sharing your life story with me. I appreciate you for your service, protecting the city of New York, making sure any fires in Queens we putting out. And man, I truly appreciate our relationship just throughout the years. Every time we've run into each other, it's always been positive, even in the gym, except that one time you cracked me. You know what I'm saying? But that's the only time I was upset.
Hit me with 2 jabs, bro. I gotta get you that.
But I truly appreciate you even coming out here and doing this interview with me. And our relationship has always been good, man.
All right, man. I appreciate you.
All right, man. Peace, man.
All right.
All right.